today we have the SH Figurarts Captain America Final Battle version Avengers Assemble SH Figurarts, and we're going to be reviewing this one today, guys. I'm so happy to bring this figure to you. I got this in my Christmas haul. Go check that out, guys. Full video on my channel. And I did review previously. I think my last review was this Mayfix Spider-Man, and I did a poll. So far, you guys have mostly said do more reviews, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And I know some of you guys wanted me to review this one, and I haven't yet. So I thought, what better time to do it than now? And I do have the blue LED lights on right now, but we could also change that to red. But we'll keep it at blue for now, just because I think that sets the tone, you know, for Captain America. And we have his box here, so let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. I actually really like this style of box. You can see I have all the accessories in there, and we'll be going in-depth in all of that. But we do have the SH Figurarts Tamashii Nation sticker right there. We have the SH Figurarts logo, Captain America yelling. This is kind of like concept art. You can obviously tell it's not Chris Evans. You have the Marvels, the Avengers, Captain America Avengers Assemble Edition. This is from Tamashii Nation's Ban Dai, and then we have all this Lego mumbo jumbo there. Here is the side, some nice artwork of the figure, SH Figurarts. Here's the back. You get some nice poses here. See some of the accessories you're getting, like the unmasked Steve head sculpt. We get all this stuff at the top. It says, what does it say at the top? Captain America SH Figurarts Avengers Assemble Edition at the bottom. Some more Captain America Avengers Assemble stuff. And then on this side, some nice artwork. This is taken from like a promo picture that they had for it. And I have been wanting this figure for quite a while, guys. I got this on my Christmas haul, and I really think this is a great figure. One of my favorite Captain America figures I own, but I don't know if it is my favorite Captain America I own. But it definitely is one of my favorites, guys. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So starting off, I do have some accessories on him. We'll take some of this stuff off, but starting off with the head sculpt here. So we have Chris Evans head sculpt. So I think this looks really good, actually. I don't think it's as good as the Marvel Legends one though, actually. But I do think it's great. We're gonna go ahead and leave that shield there like that for now. That's one of my problems with this figure, the shield, but we'll get into it later. But this is the battle damage version, so he has the battle damage shield. He has the, like, you'll see this like paint scruffing all over this, like dirt all over the figure. Not real dirt, obviously, but like some gray stuff all over the figure. And yeah, we'll see more of that in the accessories. Let me go ahead and turn on the normal lights here, so normal studio lights. But yeah, so I think this figure has got great paint work. I love the silver they used. I love the blue. And I do like how they use different shades of blue here. And they did paint the zipper going down. That's one of like the kind of stupid things about this suit, because it has the zipper showing. But I guess it was his first like real Captain America suit, so. But you know, you've got I like how they did paint the belt buckles. And this is my first SH Figurarts figure, guys. But he's got some nice silver lines. And then moving on to the arm, he's got some nice paint work there. The red gauntlets. And then I do really like the hands, how they have like the treading on them, or whatever it's called. And more silver paint there. You've got the white bicep. And then moving down into the legs, he's got the red and white stripes right there, but in the legs, this is more like kind of like a tactical type suit. So you do have the the lines, the bands there, like, and then I really like the shoes of this guy. I don't know why, but I really like the sculpting of the shoes. I think it looks so cool and tactile, if that makes sense. And then at the bottom of the feet, no peg holes actually, but you do get some legal mumbo jumbo there, if it can focus. Jesus. Alright, that does not want to focus, obviously. One thing that I do want to say is that the belt is a floating piece, so this can get quite annoying when you're like just messing with the figure and you like pose him in a shield throwing thing. Like, yeah, like it doesn't want to stay down. I wish it did, but it doesn't bother me all that much. And then on the back, you got some more shades of blue and all that dirt throughout the figure. I actually am glad that I like it has this dirt all throughout the figure. I think it brings out the figure more. Let's go ahead and take this out of the way because it's kind of messing that up. But yeah, the Steve head sculpt, as you can see, they added a nice wash to his hair. And I have actually had this figure for a little while now, like a couple of weeks now, so I have had time to play around with him and stuff. And I think the sculpting is really good, and the paintwork is really clean. But if I go ahead and grab over here, we have not one, but actually two Steve head sculpts. So taking this one, this is the one that comes with the Winter Soldier, the re-release. But honestly, this one is really good. But this one's actually not that bad, though, having them next to each other. And then here we have the first 10 years 2-pack with Peggy Carter. I think it's an alright. This one, well, actually, I do like this one. Mine's kind of messed up because it's got that little scratch right there. But it kind of looks like he's trying to fall asleep. But I really do like the SH Figuarts one. I think they did a good job. And, yeah, I think all the paintwork is nice and clean all throughout the figure. I think they used the right shades of blue. I'm glad they didn't go too light with the shade of blue. And I think it looks good. And all the muscle definition, it's not overboard. I do think, I don't have any other SH Figuarts figure, but, scaling him next to Toby here, maybe he should be a little bit, actually, no, I think this is actually good proportions for Captain America. But, yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and get into articulation. Alright, starting off with articulation. He has a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck and then a dumbbell joint at the bottom of the neck, at the base of the neck. So he can look this far up. It's alright. It's not that great, but it's good enough. And he can look pretty good down. And then he does get some tilt, and then all the way around. And then moving on into the arms, he does have these butterfly joints. And they're not the best. As you can see, I can only get them, really, they're actually pretty crap. They work better backwards. They're kind of like DC Multiverse's, their, socket joint thing. It's kind of like that. It's not really even, a butterfly joint. But, you know. And then you can't move the arm this far up, so this is pretty good. You can move it all the way around. And then there is no bicep swivel for this figure. And this is one of the badder things about this figure that I know a lot of people hated. But he does have double jointed elbows that go that far in. Pretty good. And then he does have the balls joint, the same thing that the Mafex had. But these things are tiny, so do not break these. If you guys are planning on getting this figure, be careful with this because these are tiny and they will break. But when we get into the torso, you can't get him this crunched back, so there's a dumbbell joint there and then another ball joint at the waist, so that far back, it's alright. And you can get him this far forward, again, alright, not the best actually. You can get him tilted like this, so pretty good. And like that, so that's actually really good. And then you do get your waist swivel, and you can actually pop off the torso like I just did, if I can see where I pop this back on. And actually doing that, you can see that you can take off the belt. So let me do this off camera, see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like without the belt. I actually kind of like that. Whoa, I kind of like that. So here's the with the belt, and then whoa, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, I kind of like that. But for the rest of the review, we'll still put the belt on, just like this, and then bada bing, bada boom. But I didn't think that looked that bad. But so you can't pop that off. But waist swivel. So be careful when you're doing the waist swivel because it will pop off on you. But moving into the legs, there is a drop down hip. So without the drop down hip, let's see, without the drop down hip, that's as far as it's gonna get. But with the drop down hip, you can get it this far. So that's insane. There is no thigh swivel, but you do get that little bit of wiggle in there at the top, and then you do get double jointed pinless knees, obviously pinless arms. This is SH Figuarts is what they do, but you do get ankle swivel that can go that far back, that far forward, so pretty good. And then it does get twist all the way around, and then rocker and stuff, so you can. Well, actually, the rocker's not dang, this thing won't focus, but yeah. but you can get he does have toe joints. So yeah, so that is the articulation segment for Captain Rogers. Okay, now we're going to be going into the accessories, and now I'm super excited about this part, but we're actually going to unbox this here. So you just got to take it out of the box. I forgot which way do you open it. Oh, I open it from the side. That's right. So just taking out this, and then we're gonna go like this. So you can see all the accessories like just moving around in there. And I do want to say, this is kind of annoying the way they did this, but there's like a silver thing in there, and it's kind of annoying, but you know, that away. And now there are things holding this together, these little notches here, so be careful. You don't want everything, and I say that to spray out. It's probably gonna happen. Please don't spray out. Hey, got it. All right, this is our tray of accessories. You can see it's all wiggled around, but first let's look at the ones that I had right now. So you can see, all right, so this is the system that SH Figuarts uses for their shield. So you have to put this thing over here, already on his arm, and then you have to take the hand that has the notches here and put this on so that he can hold the shield. Now, you can see there are holes in the shield, so you have to match them up. So these big holes go with this. Can't really do this on camera. Alright, so you got to get that in, and you got to twist this one around so that you can get this one in. Like that. So now you have the shield on, and this does not want to stay in, obviously. But, so now that you have the shield on, it stays on there. That's my problem with this figure. I don't really like the shield system. See, it stays on there, but like when you're messing around with it and stuff, it kind of just comes off, and it's really annoying. But I do like the shields that they gave us, though. Like this is beautiful. This is absolutely magnificent. Don't mind my crusty fingers. Just look at the shield. This is magnificent. And this is obviously the battle damage version, so it has a lot of dirt on it and stuff. But they did, SH Figuarts, actually give us a normal version right here. And I love that they did that. So yeah, that looks amazing. I love like the metallic paint they use, so you do get those. Now, onto the figures, or the hands. But, so you can see he has, let's see actually. How do we want to go about this? Alright, we'll do it this way. But he has the two open kind of wall crawling-ish hands. So he has two of those hands. He has one pointer finger hand, which I love that hand. He has one like two finger hand where he's like commanding. If I can show that with it focusing. Can it focus? Jeez, there we go. Two fingers. Alright, these hands, these are like the relaxed hands. If, again, this could focus. Jesus. But he does have two relaxed hands. He also has two hands, so if you wanted to have him holding the shield on either hand, you can. He does have two of these hands, and these just come with a thing on them. And he also has, if I can get them out. Jesus. Oh, I'll just do this. But he has two of these open gripping hands. I don't know why. He doesn't have anything to grip, but, you know, he's got them. He has two fisticuffs, so if you want to have him punching around, can have that. That is great. And now let's get into this hand. So, if I can get this one out. We have this hand, and this hand might just look like the relaxed hand, but this has something special. It has this little notch here. Now, if you take off the hand here, and be careful because this is really hard. It's a tiny, tiny peg, and like trying to get this thing on is a hassle. Again, I just did it first try because, you know, why not? But I'm telling you, this is a hassle. So taking that thing off, if we grab one of the shields here, and I actually already have it on, you could see that it has one of the straps here, and you can actually take this off. So it comes with, I think, two of these. So if you want to have the shield, I don't know where the other one is, but if you want to have the shield like this, you can have it with this thing on it. So again, this just plugs into the thing. But the cool thing, so with this notch hand, you get this little accessory. And you see, it's a clear piece. It has the same like attachment thing. So to attach the shield, let's see, is this side? No, it's this side. I'm dumb. But you can attach this like this, and if you take this hand, you can see it's like an L notch there. Attach it in between the thumb, and bam, you have him holding the shield like that. I think that is so cool to have him like kind of like throwing the shield or catching it, something like that. And then like you can have him like putting it on his back or something. But that is so cool. And actually taking this piece, we can actually have this on there. So that creates that. Oh, this is the small one. I need the big one here. So yeah, it then shows you there's two of these buggers. But that is so freaking cool. And it fell off. But basically, this glows in between the thumb, and you just put the L notch on it. And it stays in fairly well. Like, obviously, if you're messing around with it, it will fall out. But that is pretty freaking awesome. But now let's get into the other accessories, starting off with the heads. And I know I kind of started off with the main head as the unmasked head. That's just the one I had on. But you do get two helmeted heads, and I think this looks pretty good. You've got the winged helmet. You've got more of that battle damage, dirty look up, like dirtied up there. You can see this goes for both of the heads. And then you do have the A. So you have a relaxed stern head, and then you have a pissed off head. And I think that they both look good. Now, obviously, they don't resemble like Steve or Chris Evans all that much, but I do think they're pretty good. They're not horrible. So you can actually take off this shield for now. But you can take off the head like I did earlier. And did I do this earlier? I'm not sure. But you can take off the head, and this piece actually comes out. So you could take off this piece, and if you wanted, I showed this earlier in the video, he has this little piece here that can go inside the neck, and then you can put this head on, the unmasked head, so it looks like he's got the hood. And be careful, because let me show you. There's this little notch thing. Actually, let me take that out. But you can't have that look where he has the hood down, which I think that is pretty cool. And I just pop off the neck. But you can't have that look. If I do not. Jesus, this thing is tough. Let me do this off the camera. There we go. So taking that off, you can take off the neck. You could see you have this little notch system, so you have to be very careful that when you put in the neck, you can't just put it sideways or anything. You have to do it like that, and you can see the paint's kind of rubbing off on the neck. But you can, so putting this one back in it, you can, am I doing this right? Yeah, I am. So putting this one in, you can take this neck piece, so you get a blue one, because it'd be stupid if you didn't. I don't know. But let's put on the stern head. Like that. So now you have Captain America fully suited up. That is so awesome. I think that's so cool. Legs are a bit squeaky. But yeah. But the other head, you actually get four heads with this figure. Which, that's pretty freaking insane. You get another unmasked head. If you take a look at it, this one is all dirtied up, so you get a battle damage unmasked head. Now, granted, it kind of looks like someone pooped all over him. But I don't think it looks that bad. But they could have done a better job. It's not perfect. But, you know, I think it's good enough. It serves its purpose. But it would have been cool if they did a different expression, though. But you do get that extra head. So that is pretty cool. But yeah, so those are, I think, all the accessories with this figure. I think this is a pretty good amount of accessories. It's actually a really good amount of accessories. And I think the only thing is, my main problem with the figure is the shield. I hate the shield system that SH Figuarts does. And I think they do it with all their figures, so that sucks. But I hate that shield system because the shield pops off so easily. I wish they did it the way that Marvel Legends did. And actually, you could probably take off the straps of one of the Marvel Legends and put it on this figure. But, yeah. So now let's get into some size comparisons. Alright, so now that we have our figure pose up here, ready for comparisons, let's bring in our first comparison, which I'm actually going to bring his best friend. Here we have the Marvel Legends comic Bucky Barnes, and these guys do not scale well whatsoever. These guys are literally, Bucky is so much taller than him. So I do not think this will work with this Bucky. But maybe he'll work with this Bucky. And that's also a no, because he is way taller. Moving out this Bucky out the way, you could see, if I have them leveled on my pinky. This, do I have the cap punched? And maybe utilizing his, if I utilize his drop down hips, maybe he'll be a little bit taller. Not by much, but that does work better. So if you are trying to have him like right next to each other, standing with each other, I would have him like that. But that is not that great. So put down his drop down hips. But yeah, so here he is. Oh, if he can stand up, you know, that'd be great. But here he is compared to the Marvel Legends Winter Soldier Bucky, and then we have the comic version of Bucky Barnes. So yeah, those two. He's not really scaling all that great, but here we have him compared to a Marvel Legends comic Captain America. We have Commander Rogers here. Got this guy for $6, and holy Jesus, is this guy way taller. Like, holy Lord. I did a review on this guy, so if you want to go check that out, but no, definitely not going to fit in with this cap. So yeah, that's definitely a no, but grabbing my next size comparison, I do think he actually fits well with this character. We have Peggy Carter here. This is going to be a hard one to stand. Oh, alright. Yeah, he works perfect. She's just a little bit shorter than him. I do think it could be a little bit better, but I think that works perfect. So if you do want to have him next to your Captain Carter, I think that works well. So yeah. But now let's have him size comparison up, or sized up next to the Red Skull, Marvel's What If Red Skull, based off that Captain Carter episode, and I think it works out alright. Johann Schmidt is just a little bit taller. Red Skull is just a little bit taller. Just a little bit. So I think it will work out well. It's not the best, but yeah, I think it'll work out well. And then let's have them compared actually next to a few other actual Captain Americas. So let's go in timeline order. So, but standing, getting this guy straight up. Alright. Let's take out the Red Skull here. Getting him straight up, we have the first Avengers Captain America. So, if you're trying to do like a progression shelf, maybe, this will not work out whatsoever. Because this guy is just so much taller. Yeah, so this SH Figuarts one is very short now. In defense to SH Figuarts, this is supposed to be, like, it's a whole different scale. They're not meant, per se, to go with Marvel Legends. Like, obviously, most people do put them with Marvel Legends, but they're meant for their own scale. So these guys are typically a lot shorter than Marvel Legends. But next up in timeline order, we have the Winter Soldier Stealth Suit Captain America. And this one's actually a lot better. This scales a lot better with them. He scales a lot better. Again, not perfect. The Marvel Legends is just a tiny bit taller, so you could fudge it in. And again, this is where photographers is gonna get it in, like, because if you have, like, using, like, Bucky over here, like, you could fudge him in, but you'd have to be, like, it'd have to be, like, very, you know, like, it'd have to be, like, you'd have to work around the camera angle, so, yeah. But, next up, we have here we have the Infinity War Captain America, and this is pretty much the same height as the Winter Soldier one, so I think it works. Again, it works well because this is supposed to be a later version of him, so it does make sense. So I think this one scales good with this one, same with this one. But because it is in later movies, now we have the final Captain America, but not the last size comparison because I did forget one. We have the worthy Captain America. So moving these guys over, you could see that he's, again, pretty much, he's actually a little bit smaller. This Marvel Legend is very undersized. This one is very, very undersized. So I do think if we have them next to each other, yeah, this works perfect. He's just a little bit taller than him. It makes sense because it's like years later. So yeah, this is perfect. But that just goes to show you how small this Marvel Legend is. They really need to make a new Avengers Endgame cap because this one's just way too small. But there we have all of our Captain Americas in timeline order. So I think that is pretty cool. Alright. So yeah, but I did actually forget one size comparison. So getting these guys out of here, we have one last size comparison. This one's a bit of an odd one to get him. You guys might know who this is. Okay, we'll do that. Here we have Falcon. This is the comic book Falcon. So I think this works all right. Again, you'd have to fudge it a little bit because the Falcon is a little tiny bit taller. So if you did want that, you could, but you'd have to be very, very, like, perspective and angles and stuff. But I do think it will work. So yeah, that is pretty much my size comparisons for today, guys. We'll do one more just for funsies. But crap, hold up, just dropped the figure. But we'll do one more just for funsies. Here we have taking out Sam. We have the Amazing Spider-Man Mafex figure. So, again, this one is a little bit smaller because it's a Mafex, but I think this works well. Again, it is comic. See, that just shows you how much, like, the shield does not work. I don't even care anymore, but yeah, this is definitely my favorite figure I got for Christmas this year, and this is my favorite figure in my entire collection, but they do scale well. So, yeah, guys, that is the size comparison for today. Now let's go ahead into my final thoughts. Alright guys, so for my final thoughts, I think this figure is really good. Again, this is an SA Figuarts figure, so you're gonna expect that higher quality, and I think it definitely delivers, except for the shield. The shield, now don't get me wrong, the actual shield itself, it's magnificent, it's beautiful, I love that shield. But the way they executed the strap system, it's horrible. I don't know why they're still using it. They've been using it for this long, and they need to get rid of it because it is a horrible system. I personally hate it, but I hate this system. You saw my comparisons, size comparisons. It just fell off, and it's horrible. So yeah, they definitely need to work on that. But the amount of accessories that you do get with this figure is insane. Like 2 shields, and there is a variant version. This is a battle damage version, but they do have the unbattle damage version, and that one does actually come with a shield effect, so it looks like it's bouncing off the floor. You guys can go check out that figure review. I don't have the figure, but you can go check out a review of it on another person's channel, and you can see that they do have the throwing shield effect, and I think that is really cool. I do wish this one came with it, but it doesn't. This one comes with 2 shields instead, which I think is pretty cool. And all the unmasked heads and the masked heads and all the various hands and such. But overall, I think it's a great figure. I do think its size compares well, and the box is pretty cool as well. But like, I don't know. I think this figure, it's really good. They definitely delivered on the articulation. It could have used like a bicep swivel, but that's not a big deal for me. But it's a really good figure in my opinion, guys. I did pay $75, or I didn't pay for it, but it was $75, and I got it for Christmas. But if you guys are still looking for it, I think it is still $75 on Amazon. If you want this version, but if you want the original version, not battle damage with that shield throwing effect, it's gonna be, I think, $90, which is insane. And you know what's the sad part? I saw that figure, and I should have jumped on it. I saw that figure going for $40 on Target's website, and I am so pissed off that I didn't get it, because that was a $40 SH Figuarts figure. You know, like, that's insane. And I'm so beyond pissed that I did not pick that up. But I still got one, so I'm still happy. I mean, this figure is awesome. I do hate the shield thing. But other than that, this figure is great. I love the details on it. The accessories is amazing. So yeah, I give this figure like a pretty good rating. I think this is a great figure. I think you guys should pick it up if you want. This is definitely going to be my main Captain America on my shelf for now, until Marvel Legends does a better one eventually. Although, I don't know if it's my favorite Captain America. I really do love this one that I got for Christmas. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube rigmarole. I'm going to try and do more video reviews of action figures. Maybe some DC Multiverse in there. And if you're wondering if I'm going to do a DC Multiverse top 10, I'm not sure if I have decided yet. But I think I might for 2023. But I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube rigmarole. And I will see you guys in the next one. So yeah, peace.